Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Carly and you're watching Sewscape, and today I'm starting a project that makes me really intimidated. So there is this beautiful coat pattern that was in the 2022 August issue of Berta Style. And if you know me or you watch this channel, you know I mostly sew from Berta Style magazines. So this coat caught my eye back last year, and then I found this beautiful micro suede fabric at the thrift store, and I have a ton of it. So if you watched my plans video, you would have seen this fabric in my plans video. And I have, I think, 3.1 meters, and I think this sewing pattern calls for 3.15 meters, but I think I'm going to be able to squeeze it out. So I thrifted this for like $15, and what a steal of a deal. There's a ton of fabric here. It has these really interesting stamps on it. Let me show you. So like here, there's like this like golden stamp in there, and I don't know if that means 20 meters or what, but it's pretty interesting. I love little like Easter eggs in fabric like that. So this is gonna be my material. So at first when I made these plans, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be an easy coat. Like there's not that many seams, And then I noticed the flat pocket. And I need pockets in a coat. I'm always walking my dog and I gotta put little dog treats in there, but I have vowed to myself, any dog treats that are going in this jacket are going in a bag because of this fabric. I don't think I'm gonna be able to like wash it all the time. Like I don't know how faux suede holds up in the washing machine, so I haven't even pre-washed this fabric because I don't want to wreck the softness, the velvetyness of this fabric. So hopefully I can just do a little spot wash when I need to, and then maybe wash it. Let me know in the comment section down below how you have washed faux suede or micro suede in the past. So this is the fabric that we're going to use for this coat. And another thing is, if I make any mistakes, you're going to see them. It's almost like, you know, leather, where the holes, once you make them in the fabric, they're there forever. So any kind of basting or adjusting seams, you're going to notice. So I should be making a toile of this, but guess what? I'm not gonna, because I want this coat done. So the lining of this coat is gonna be this beautiful viscose lining. It is so soft and buttery. This lining costs $15 as well. So the lining fabric costs as much as this suede did. But I just love this funky print. It is so nice and slippery, and there's exactly the same amount of this fabric as there is of this fabric. And I bought them at two different thrift stores about a year apart, and I pre-washed this one and it is lovely. I just can't wait to make this coat. I feel like for $30 of material and a couple days of work, it's gonna be such an awesome statement piece in my wardrobe to wear all the time. So the weather has just changed where I live now. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and making a jacket without a hood on it this time of year is crazy because I literally live in the rainforest. But I'm just thinking I'll wear an umbrella. You know, I just need to get a really cute umbrella. I'm thinking, you know, wooden handle, really great construction. So if any of you guys have like an awesome resource for like a really good quality umbrella that will like withstand a bit of wind, leave that in the comment section down below too, because I am looking to invest in a good quality umbrella so I can wear this beautiful suede coat not year round, but you know, even when it's raining and just not need a hood. So that's enough chatting. See, I'm putting off this project so much that I'm just like, let me talk about it instead of do it. It has occupied a corner of my mind for months now. So I'm gonna start out by tracing this pattern. So if you've never sewn with Berta patterns before, There's a magazine that has all the pictures on it, and then inside the magazine there are these crazy nested patterns. So they take all the patterns and print them on top of one another. So you get a magazine that has 30 patterns in it, and they can fit it on like 2 sheets of paper. So you have to trace them, you have to add seam allowance, but that makes it really easy to do alterations right out of the, you're tracing it anyway, so you can just add on to it, you know what I mean? So my measurements, the top of my body is a 42 these days, the bottom part of my body is a 46 these days. So this pattern only goes up to a size 44 in UK sizes. So what I do is, as I'm grading from the waist down, I'm just gonna add whatever the distance is between 42 and 44 onto that 44 to make it a 46. Just because I want to make sure I can still wear a bunch of, like, you know, thicker clothes under this, but it still be really nice and fitted, you know? So let's get our magazine out and let's start tracing. All right, so here is the sewing pattern here. It is just so beautiful. Oh my gosh, I just can't wait to make it. As I'm flipping through this magazine, this August issue, I'm like, wow, this is really the vibe I want to bring into this fall. Everything has kind of a bit of a like 70s throwback. It's so cute. So this is what we're going to be making its masterpiece. So that means, you know, it's as hard as it gets. It's a 4-dot pattern. I don't make a ton of these, so we'll see how this goes. So flipping here, here's our little line drawings here and our instructions. And when I look at this page, the instructions, they go and they go onto the other page. So this is gonna be difficult, but guys, we're in this together. This really intimidates me, but I'm excited to make it. Look at all of these pattern pieces here. So I am going to go and we will get out sheet A. It's red pattern line, so that is one of the hardest to see in my opinion. And let's start tracing these out. All right, all the tracing is done. That was super challenging. I wonder, even as I was tracing it out, I'm like, I wonder what palette cleanser I'm gonna do after this. Just like a really easy, so I might be a little over my head here, but as long as I just take it one step at a time, it'll be fine. And I feel like when I trace it, you really see like all the details of the code and you're like, oh my gosh. But I have all the pieces traced, so now I just have to make that slight alteration to add kind of a 46 onto the hip. So, and then I have to add all my seam allowances and hem allowances. I have not eaten yet today, so I'm gonna go have some breakfast. My jaw is literally clenched from like just like making sure I got everything as accurate as I could for this jacket, because it truly is hopefully gonna be a masterpiece if I get it finished. So I'm gonna eat something and then we'll do the tracing after. So I just got done adding all the seam allowance. So what I ended up doing at the waist seam, I added 5/8 of an inch everywhere to every seam, and then going out from the waist, I switched from 5/8 of an inch and just graded out to a full inch. So that means I'm adding 3/8 of an inch to every pattern piece. It actually might be too much, but that's okay. We can always take it in. You won't be able to see the seam lines if we take it in, only if we let it out. So with the suede, I'm just really being conscious of making sure there's enough fabric in the initial sew, and then we can always take it in. So now I'm gonna cut out these pattern pieces. There's one piece, the back piece, I drew 2 pattern pieces too close together, so I didn't have enough room to add the seam allowance on that piece. And so I'm gonna have to do it after, but I have to remember to do that. So I'm saying it out loud so I remember it when I'm cutting the fabric out, because wouldn't that suck? Anyways, let's get cutting. Some more time has passed. My neighbor is doing some work on their house, so you might hear some banging in the background. So what I just did is I taped together all the like A and B sections. Inverted patterns, if the pattern pieces are too long to fit just like in the standard arrangement of the pattern sheet, they'll do a little diagonal line and you'll just attach the two little triangles together on AB and then mark the grain line so it all matches up. Anyways, tracing this was a huge job. I'm really proud of myself, and I have downstairs kind of cleared off, and I'm gonna lay out all my fabric. Hopefully I have like 3.5 meters of room to do this, but I just want to make sure I have enough fabric to be able to make this, that I don't have to shorten anything. I also noticed on this front pattern piece here, I didn't catch any of the like welt lines for the flat pocket. So I'm gonna go and just double check on the pattern sheet that I didn't miss any markings. This is gonna be the first welt pocket that I sew. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do like a practice pocket. Like hopefully I have enough scrap fabric left to do just like a practice pocket. So I am going to look for that marking and then we'll start cutting this out. So I just want to show you guys, I have all the fabric that I have kind of just lined up in my dining room here. And the pattern pieces did not use up all the fabric that I had. I still have all this here that I could probably make a little crop jacket out of maybe. I really love all these like paneled coats, how they really don't take up that much yardage if you can really squeeze the pattern pieces. So I made sure I kept the grain line of everything. So everything is perfectly aligned. Please don't judge me for using my shoes. This was just like a rough little go around, and as I cut it out, I'm gonna make sure everything is on grain. So yeah, I'm gonna get cutting this out and I just can't wait. So I have the nap of the suede so that the smooth side is when you say like pet yourself downwards. Hopefully that makes sense, but all the pieces are going the same direction so nothing will look wonky. So I'm gonna get this cut out and we can get sewing. Hi guys, I'm back. It's the next day. So I'm here with very wet hair this morning. We are having the first like huge storm of the season. So I'm worried we're gonna lose power. So I am not waiting for my hair to dry. I'm just gonna get right into cutting out so that we don't waste this time. So I cut out all the pieces of the jacket itself yesterday, and then today I'm gonna cut out the pieces of the lining, and then we're gonna do all the markings, set up our sewing machine, and we'll see if maybe we get to a little bit of sewing today. But I really wanna take my time with this and just make sure it is amazing, which I'm sure it will be. So I'm gonna start laying this out. In theory, I had a lot of the extra fabric, or a lot of the suede, so I'm thinking I should have enough of this. Here's hoping. All right guys, so I have that all cut out now. I just love this fabric. It is so soft. I'm obsessed with it. I love the color too. So fall-y, autumnal, that's the word. So now that it's all cut out, I actually have quite a bit left of this. I didn't cut everything in the lining directionally because it is like a very narrow fabric. And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be so cute to, you know, I had the leftovers of the other fabric. I could make like a mini coat. So line another coat from the same suede and do like a mini bomber. So yeah, I have this exact same lining to go inside whatever I make with the rest of that suede one day. So now I have to get to marking. I am gonna have a little bit of breakfast first and then we'll get marking. All right guys, my camera battery is dying, but I thought I would just pop on here and say all my marking is done now, and I did a little quick read of the instructions. And of course, all the really difficult steps are the first 4 steps. So we're gonna face our fears and we're just gonna go through this. All right guys, this is going to be the conclusion of part 1 of this video, my prep work for this amazing coat that I'm so scared to make, but follow along if you wanna see part 2, where I'm actually gonna be doing the sewing of this jacket. I hope you guys all have the most wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.